What's up, everybody? Azazel 2012 here with you again, and I got some gameplay on Freight. I drop a 40 bomb here. I think I go 41 and 12. Kill confirmed using the Specialist Strike package and the Remington R5. This gun is a fucking beast. I put the foregrip on it and the silencer and run Specialist on it. Reminds me a lot of the Scar. I believe somebody said that in a video once, and I was like, yeah, it does. It does. I'm gonna do some work. These were some really bad players that we're playing against anyway, but I do some work to them. And one of my other buddies in here playing with me, actually, he does the same thing. He destroys the shit out of them too and drops 40 plus kills. So let's get right to it. So you guys may have noticed some of the stories that I tell as far as, like, you know, giving you insight to some of the stupid shit I've done in my life. First and foremost, you'll notice that a lot of it happened years and years ago. I've since grown quite a bit. I've matured and all that boring bullshit. But once upon a time, I did a lot of really dumb things. And you'll also notice that there are several stories that involve fire. Because for some reason I thought fire was cool. You know, Beavis and Butthead, fire's cool type thing. Because I'm an idiot, and I do a lot of dumb things that involve fire. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about how once a long time ago I got real drunk and lit my arm on fire. On purpose. So I was about 19 or 20. I was living with a few friends of mine in a house out in the middle of nowhere. It was awesome. We had a couple of acres of land. We would have bonfires. We would invite friends over. We would drink. We would party. We would have a great time. And I lived with two of my closest friends at the time, and they were dating each other. My friends Jeremy and my friend Adrian. And Adrian had decided to leave for the night. So Jeremy and I, of course, the boys are alone. We decide, hey, let's have a bonfire. Hey, let's invite people over. And hey, of course, let's drink a lot of the booze. Now, at the time, I was, you know, poor. I worked part-time at some truck loading plumbing supply place, making like $9 an hour. It wasn't bad money. It paid my bills, you know, barely, but it did it. So we decided to get hammered by this bonfire. And I'm getting drunk off a nasty, cheap-ass vodka. Like, you know, the kind of stuff that you go to the liquor store, and it's on the bottom shelf, and that shit's like $10 for a fucking half-gallon. Boo! It's disgusting. It's rot gut shit, dude. I don't recommend it. I use it when I make fancy, you know, girly type mixed drinks and shit sometimes, because it doesn't matter what it tastes like as long as you're trying to get drunk, right? That's the purpose, right? I have a little bit finer taste than bourbon these days, but I still drink cheap shit when it comes down to it. So, what do I decide to do while drinking? Okay, I'm gonna do something I've done a few times. I'm gonna light my hand on fire. I had learned a little trick from some buddies of mine that were amateur wrestlers about lighting yourself on fire and how you could do it without hurting yourself. I would use this as kind of a party trick to just make people laugh and stuff like that. Plus, I thought it was fucking cool. So what I would do is I would take some rubbing alcohol and I would pour it on my hand. I would then light my hand on fire, and then it would burn out. Okay, it would take, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds, and it wouldn't burn your skin or anything. I do not recommend you do this at home. Alright, I was an unpaid, not professional, so just an idiot. You can go ahead and say that. Azazel, you're an idiot. It's okay. I believe you. I know these things. I am an idiot. So I proceed to get hammered and light my hand on fire. Now, I decide I'm going to take it a little bit of a step further, if you will. And I decide to light my whole arm on fire. So I go get this giant, like, industrial-sized bottle of rubbing alcohol and pour it all over my arm. And by lighting the arm on fire, I decide the best way to do that, well, there's a fucking bonfire. Fuck it, let's use that. I take my arm, stick it into the bonfire, and light it on fire. Then a few seconds later, I realize that I have poured so much alcohol on my arm and things are burning so much that, well, it's starting to hurt me. And I can't put the shit out. I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I can't get it to go out. So I do the stop, drop, and roll, which is more like stop, flop, and drool, right? Because I'm so fucking drunk. Well, a buddy of mine comes over and literally starts stomping my arm to get it to go out. A few minutes later, I noticed the extent of my injuries. I had a blister on my palm that was almost the size of my entire palm. And I worked manual labor loading trucks. So I have this giant blister. While working the next morning, it busts, and it splits open. and it flaps. So I have a Muppet hand at this time. So this nasty, disgusting burn scar and a Muppet hand, and I'm loading trucks. I've been drinking for like 8 hours and had to get up at 7 in the morning to go to work at 7:30. It was disgusting. I was fucking just hungover and nasty. And I had a Muppet hand. And of course I thought this was hilarious at the time. Looking back on it, I realized I'm a goddamn idiot. I stuck my hand into a fucking bonfire because I thought it would be funny. Well, it was funny, but it sucked. But sacrifices must be made for comedy, folks. That's what it all boils down to. Enjoy this gameplay. I go 41 and I think 12 here using the Remington. Have fun. Use the Remington. It's a lot of fun. But don't stick your hand in a bonfire. It's been Azazel 2012. You guys have a good night.